Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. What I'm into today, doing a little cleanup setup on a Fender thin line Telecaster. This is a made in Mexico 2005, 2006 reissue of a 72 7 1/4 radius fretboard, wide range pickups, three-way selector, one volume tone. Got a bone nut going to be putting in. The synthetic bone nut has kind of come apart over the years, almost like plastic. So going to be doing that, just cleaning it up. Going to pull the neck off of it, keep the steel wool away from the frets. This has got the 3-screw back plate like the old ones of that era had. Some people like them, some people don't. Never had an issue with them. So we're going to pull this neck off, get it out of the way. Got some rusty screws in the pick guard, a lot of grit and grime. Get this thing ready to go back on the stage. Gonna put a new set of strings on it. Go. Check for shim. No shim. So there's your tilt function. Right there. Okay, go ahead and get this pick guard taken off. Get to see what's under it. Like I say, some of the pick guard screws are rather corroded. We're going to try to replace them if I have the right size. If not, we'll clean them up. Been really busy lately, hadn't done a video in quite some time. Had a lot of things going on, as you can tell. So, and things are getting busy. A lot of shows starting back up. People that's hadn't been performing in a year and a half or so are getting ready to go back out and start doing some stuff. Want to get everything tuned up and ready to go. So I've been hadn't filmed a whole lot, been just trying to get stuff done. Okay. And there's that one that hides on these. Alright, let's see what we got here. Right, there's our route and our dirt. We'll give these pots a good cleaning, CTS. And let's see what value they use in these with these pickups. It's soldered over on that one and also on that one. I would imagine 500K, I would imagine. Doesn't matter, we don't have to fool with any of that. We're just going to give everything a good cleaning up. Get all this dirt and stuff out of there. And got all our inspection stickers in here. I may take this bridge off and give it a good cleaning, so I'm gonna get cracking on that. Okay, I got one of the pickups cleaned up. I still got a little bit of polish there on it, but you can, I don't know if the camera will show, this is the one I hadn't cleaned yet. You can see maybe just how dirty they were. A little bit of mother's chrome polish does wonders on that. Brings the tone right back into them. Alright, our output jack was a little bit loose and also a little bit dirty. So I cleaned it up with some cleaner. See if I can feed it back through the hole. Get it good and tight. Let's give that a little cleaning while we're at it. A little polish while we got it out. Might as well get it all looking spick and span. These can be a real jewel to get started. Sometimes. Well, there we go. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Make sure all our wires are good. Alright, that should have that. We don't want to be losing nothing up here. Give these things a good shot. Get them all smoothed up and clean. Same with our switch. Give it a little shot of juice. Alright, so that's our electronics kind of cleaned up. Got our pick guard cleaned up. So I'm going to clean up some screws for the pickups. Check on some screws for the pick guard. This is something I do, cleaning up screws and stuff, that I kind of learned from Andy Guitar and Bass, or Andy Bass and Guitar, the Japanese guy that has the channel, guitar channel. Very good channel, always talking about him, but using like a drill, a wire brush, just, you know, to clean these screws. Clean that rust off. Take a little bit of polish on a rag, and don't let the rag catch in the drill and wind you up in it. If I can get things to work. There we go. And you can see the dirt, you know, all that mess coming off. You can use a little bit of steel wool, whatever, but most of the time just a brush and a little bit of polish will take most of that off, and it shines that screw right up. Tip of the video. Okay, I got my pickup screws polished, and my drill went dead right at the very last one. So while it's charging back up, I'm going to go ahead and pull this bridge and clean up everything to do with it. But there's another reason to go ahead and pull these saddles, is the springs over time have got compressed, and it's not holding tension on the saddle, which means your intonation can change. And he's had problems with intonation with this guitar, so that in itself right there could be a factor. Is that letting that move? There was another one. Maybe it was one of the ones that must have been one of the ones I already have taken off. I think it was maybe the A string that was moving like that. So, you know, I'll take these off, and while I got it off, I'll stretch the spring a little bit, get a little more tension on the springs where those saddles won't be wanting to slip around. Plus, they need a good cleaning too, so that's going to be all right. Try to keep these in the order they come off, so at least their height will be there. We won't have to reconfigure that so much if we can keep up with which one and don't fool around and mess with our set screws in our saddles too much. So that goes with that. I'll probably knock every bit of that off in the floor before it's over with, and then there will be. That one's a little bit tough to get out. A little rusty there. Yeah. We'll fix all that while we're here. We're unrelicking. And I'll show you something with this thing when I get this all the stuff put to where I can move the body around. These guitars, I've got another one in here that's a 2006 that's a natural finish as well, a Strat. And I don't know what it is in that era of time or whether it's always been that way, but Fender got extremely carried away with polyurethane. This thing has an awfulest coat, and so does that Strat. I mean, just absolutely, like 1/8 of an inch of poly on these things. Ridiculous. And it's got some busted places on the bottom, toward the strap button, and I'll try to show that. So I'm going to go ahead, clean the body real good while I got everything off, clean up the bridge and all that, and get it put back together. Okay, that's got our bridge took apart, cleaned up, put back on. The springs stretched just a little bit. Got the adjustment screws, the rust cleaned off them a little bit. Come on now. Put just a little bit of 3-in-1 oil in there. just a touch. A little bit works as good as a whole lot. And that'll follow those threads. Kind of keep that from rusting up. So that's our bridge polished up, put back on. But while I was doing that, cleaning the body and all the good stuff, I noticed this. If I can get everybody over here where you can see. That's the clear coat. That's your poly that's raising up off the body. Of course, this has been under the pick guard pushed down, but it's cracked. Once I took the pressure off of it, so it just cracked right there. It just broke. So that's what you got on top of your guitar. And to me, that just kills tone. I mean, that's thick. That is actually thick. If I can find... That's 1 millimeter thick. And that's under here. I'm sure in places it's thicker than that. But that is... that says 0.8 right there. This part down here was... well, that's 1.1. 1.1 millimeter. But that's your... that's what this whole guitar is covered in. And I know that's a big debate. And if you're out in the audience and you're listening to a show, that's not going to... you're not going to hear the difference. But if you're playing the guitar, you're going to tell the difference. If you don't have this mess covering your guitar. And this customer's already expressed some interest in having this stuff taken off and a nitro finish put on it. So after he sees this, he's probably going to want to do that. And I'm just going to leave that in there. I'm not going to glue it. I'm not going to leave it out. I'm just going to put it right back, put the pick guard down over top of it, and then, he'll see the video, I'm sure. And the end of this thing looks the same way. It's broke, shattered, just like that, and if this come off like that, everything, all of it's going to start coming off. So anyway, this my opinion. Poly is terrible. It's a durable finish. Apparently not so durable, but that's a good nitro finish on this guitar would liven it up. That's just my opinion. So I'm gonna get going on getting this pick guard put back together, and we'll see if we got time. We may have to do the frets, the nut in the next video, but let me see where I get with this. Okay, guys, we're about 20 minutes into this in the video. This is about 2.5 hours actual time, but we got things headed in the right direction. I mean, we got our pickups cleaned up, got our bridge clean, got our output jack polished up, tightened up, clean, got the pots clean, switch, got to put the knobs back on. But, the pickups really cleaned up nice. They just had a layer of gunk. I didn't have any of the right size pickup screws. Import screws use a bigger screw. I don't have any Fender screws. They use a smaller screw. Didn't have any new ones, but was able to restore the old ones back to almost new condition. So got the pick guard looking a lot cleaner. So I'm gonna have to, let it go at that. I don't want to be over 25 minutes or so with this thing. We'll jump on this neck in the next video. Get the nut cut and frets clean. Be ready to string it up and see what it'll do. So anyways, guys, I appreciate it. Try to get some more videos out as soon as I possibly get time to do it. Something in the comments. If your poly-coated guitar starts losing its poly coating and you have to have it refinished, would you refinish it with poly, or would you use nitrocellulose lacquer? Or would you use an oil? If it was a natural finish, would you go back with Danish oil or some type of oil? An oil finish. So just interested in that, what you would do. So anyway, guys, hit the like button, subscribe. Until the next time, see you.